Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. The thing about a promise, when one makes one to someone that he loves, they should honor that promise. And I think that a promise honored is a promise that you will never ever forget. I once promised you that I would return just after dusk with a video about Zombies 5. And just as I promised you, I've returned. And every single promise that I make between every one of the Descendants and Zombies fans of this universe, I intend on keeping and going down in history for being the greatest guy ever to create Descendants and Zombies videos for you. And I've uploaded over almost 300 videos about Descendants and Zombies, and I'm cool with that. I think that is really honorable. Because I think that for a YouTube creator to honor his audience with the content that he promises that he knows you love, that's something to be very respected. And just as I respect each and every one of you for always hitting my subscribe and my like button, because it really helps this YouTube channel. It pushes the videos that I create further out into the YouTube algorithm. And I'm really excited to see who subscribes, who hits the like button, who sends love my way every single night just after dusk. Because there's just something about creating these videos after dusk that really settles your mind and really presents a gentle vibe to a video about Descendants and Zombies, which I think we don't see far enough of. Because a lot of people criticize zombies, especially zombies. They kind of leave Descendants alone. Now, Descendants does receive its fair share of criticism, but I feel as if a lot of people devote their time and creative energy to criticizing zombies when they should really be putting it over and giving it credit where credit is due. Now, I saw some workout photos today of Malachi Burton's character Victor, of course, pumping bench pressing at the gym today, and I kind of doubted myself about giving him credit earlier because I hope he just doesn't turn out to be one of these arrogant guys. He seems like a guy who seems to have fun when the cameras are turned on, but when the cameras are turned off, when he's pumping iron at a gym, I'm kind of second guessing myself about Malachi Burton. Although time will tell. I shouldn't jump to conclusions about him. We have to give him a chance. And I promise you all I will give him a chance. I just hope he doesn't step out of line and do something so unprofessional that I have to criticize him when I really don't want to. Because I know a lot of people really do love Malachi Burton. He is a super fan right now of a lot of people. So I'm not going to jump immediately to criticism of Victor, because I think that he still has a long way to go and he has a lot to learn. I mean, how old is he? What, 15 years old? So he still has a long way to go. But that goes without saying, and I'm not jumping to conclusions about him. I just think that there's a lot of arrogance being exemplified by him right now. I think that has a lot to do with how he's figuring out his place in Disney right now, in the Disney universe, because that's how a lot of celebrities tended to go, the direction they tended to take. I found that once they realized how popular they were and they could get the better of everybody, they tended to really exemplify these really weird behaviors. And I just hope he's not one of these guys that is going to go down that same road and exemplify that same kind of trend, because that's really going to break my heart. After I previously had come on here and given him the benefit of the doubt and chosen to really put him over in a way that I never put any guys over who worked with Disney previously for a Disney Channel TV series and or movie. That doesn't mean that Zombies isn't going to be successful, though, because it is going to be something really special, and it's credited to the success of Freya Sky, who I have nothing but good things to say about. I haven't seen anything that really has turned me off from Freya Sky and giving her praise, so I'm going to continue to do that. While Malachi Burton's behavior here recently is questionable, I think that she is going to be something that is going to be a tremendous addition to the Zombies franchise. I think both of them are going to be fabulous additions to the Zombies franchise to really secure the future of the Zombies franchise. And that's what I was really looking forward to the most with the introduction of this new cast for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. With all the hype that went behind the premiere of this one, the red carpet was absolutely fabulous, and the gowns that people like Meg Donnelly wore and Freya Sky wore were unbelievable. I loved her so much. Meg Donnelly was someone who I fell in love with from the very first Zombies movie that I had the opportunity to see all the way back in 2018. I was going through a really rough time in my life. My dad had just passed away from a battle with suicide, depression, and I needed something really spectacular to happen for me. And I think that Zombies is really what changed my perspective on life and really allowed me to put my life back together, the broken pieces of my heart back together, along with your girls' help. If not for you girls, I don't think I'd even have a career as a podcaster anymore, because I was talking about a lot of stuff years ago that really didn't make a whole lot of sense. And this is the first niche that has been incredibly supportive of me for whatever reasons that you girls have. I don't know if you see something really special in my eyes or within my heart, but I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to have been the voice of Descendants and Zombies for what feels like forever. Because with me, what you see is what you get. And if I say I'm a gentle, kind, sweet guy who is really understanding, then I'm just that. I don't know any other way to be. I've lived on this island most of my lifetime. It reminds me of Oregon. It reminds me of Seabrook. It reminds me of how guys in your life sometimes are real idiots and portray themselves as zombies because they never ever notice anything you do. They never read any of your text messages. Sometimes they go without responding for days, and it leaves girls brokenhearted. So I just wanted to help you make sense of that situation, because even though scientists believe there is no chance of a zombie apocalypse ever happening, I think that with how many guys out there that are real idiots, like Malachi Burton here recently posting these photos on the Disney Zombies fan page recently of him pumping iron at a gym, I think that we really have to put into perspective, how far this could be taken, and his arrogance could be blown out of proportion. I really don't know. But I do believe that Nova and Victor's characters portrayed by Malachi and Freya are going to be a tremendous addition to the Zombies franchise. And these rumors of Zed and Addison returning for Zombies 5, I mean, what won't we create a rumor off of? And how many rumors am I going to hear between now and the release window of Zombies 5, which is just 2027 release? A 3-year window release date is something I'll go for, because I need as many subscribers as I can get on this YouTube channel, and it will give me time to create a lot of great and really fabulous Zombies videos, which you have deserved for far long enough now. I love those scenes where Zed and Addison discuss their future, especially the final scene of Zombies 4, the finale scene where they're on the beach and you see the ocean, because it really put into perspective how valuable of a commodity to me the ocean always was, because I spent a lot of my time in my lifetime away from this island, and when I was taken away from the ocean, my heart was broken. I couldn't see the ocean for a number of years, and when I finally saw the ocean for the very first time, it was in Nova Scotia, just before I made it home to this island. My ultimate goal in life when I was ever sent out on assignment or somewhere in the world that I never ever wanted to be was to come back home to this island, because it was incredibly beautiful. And that finale scene in Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, made me reflect on my life, because when you're taken away from the water and you can't see it for a certain portion of your life, it really emotionally affects you. And there were a lot of nights that I cried that I couldn't see it, honestly. You really have to live here on this island to really put into perspective what I'm talking about, because I know a lot of you probably never ever see the water from where you reside because of your different living conditions and what have you, but it really emotionally affected me. And Zombies 4 really allowed me to put into perspective how disastrous some of my relationships were with a lot of girls who could never make sense of why I was so incredibly supportive of Disney or Zombies and Descendants, and made me internally grateful for each and every one of you for how supportive and how emotional you girls have become as a part of my life, and holding a special place in my heart for forever and always, which is why I say, after reviewing all these Zombies videos and seeing a good deal of them on YouTube over the past 6 months, I think it's safe to say that you girls have gotten a lot more than what you bargained for, and I think that you really deserve to see nothing but the best and hear nothing but the best in the way of reviews of Zombies and Descendants. And you're going to have to forgive me for pointing that out, but I really do believe just after dark that the old cliche saying is you're never afraid of the dark, you're just afraid of what you can't see. And I think a lot of you are really afraid of what you can't see about Descendants and Zombies. You want to see the best about Descendants and Zombies, and right now you're not finding them on YouTube. So it's pretty convenient that a guy shows up a year and a half ago, promises you a bunch of Descendants and Zombies videos, and lo and behold, on his channel, if you're so kind to subscribe, you do get a bunch of Descendants and Zombies videos, and a whole bunch of them. And that's the way it's going to be on this YouTube channel, even if it's just one video uploaded a day, because I feel as if you deserve a hell of a lot better than what you've been seeing. And you're going to have to forgive me, because I'm a real sweetheart, and I do touch a lot of hearts with these videos. That's evident, because a lot of my friends even say they subscribe when I least expect it. And it means so much to me when you do, because it really touches my heart. Just a simple push of the like button, or a simple push of that subscribe button, really does touch my heart, because I don't want you to subscribe so I can achieve anything or be pushed further out there into the algorithm so other people can find these videos. I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel because you want to subscribe. And I just want to give you a reason. I want to plead a case with you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because that's a call to action, and that's what a YouTube creator has to do. I don't create fake thumbnails. I don't create fake descriptions. I write all of it. I don't use any AI, and I grow this YouTube channel from my heart, and I speak from my heart. You know, I could be one of those YouTube creators who pre-writes something before he jumps on his YouTube channel and tries to persuade you to subscribe because he saw the Superman movie today, or he saw the latest chapter of Descendants and how he felt about how it was written. A lot of people just, state the facts, and it's probably just researched info on some website that from Disney's Descendants Phantom Wiki page or what have you, or Wikipedia. I don't want to do that. I just want to speak from my heart about how I felt about the premiere of Descendants, how I felt about the premiere of Zombies, because it really did touch my heart. And sometimes, more than I've ever admitted to each and every one of you, when I was going through some of the most difficult times of my life, and I really needed incentive, I found that through the creation and the power of zombies. Because a lot of people now are stronger because of zombies. They feel more courageous. They feel as if they can do anything. They are unstoppable. And that's really what a dream is. By definition, a dream is something that you can't see, but you can achieve through a goal you set. And a dream is just more than words. A dream is accomplishing a goal and then putting into perspective after you accomplish a goal that you can't believe that you just did that. Even if you say you can't believe you just did that. It could be writing an album. It could be writing a song. It could be painting a photo. It could be doing something you always wanted to do on your bucket list in your lifetime. But a dream is often more than words, and I think that more encouragement can be bestowed in the minds of a lot of people. And that was the incentive behind this YouTube channel, to let you know that everything was going to be all right. Because sometimes we take the same path without even realizing it, and some of the most beautiful friendships of all time are created off of projects like Descendants and Zombies, like the friendship between Kylie Cantrell and Mila Baker, which I love so much, the friendship between Mila Manheim and Meg Donnelly. They are incredibly close. And I saw that the other day when I showed you a retrospective video on all 4 of the Zombies movies, and then putting into perspective how far they have come with the franchise. I remember years ago when they performed one of the first duets I think it was the first duet of the first Zombies movie. It was called Someday. And they broke down in tears because they couldn't believe they did it. They finally had achieved their dream of being a part of a Disney Channel success. They didn't know at that point in time it was going to be as big of a success as it was, but they embraced each other with a hug and a kiss because they couldn't believe they had gotten this far with it. I knew it was going to get to this point, because who out there doesn't love the possibility of a human and a zombie hooking up in a relationship that could last the test of time and last for forever and an eternity? I might be saying that because I have the biggest crush in the world on Meg Donnelly's character Addison, because that name is beautiful, and I think if I had a daughter of my own, I would call her Addison, and I would show her the utmost respect for being a part of my life, because having a daughter of my own to watch Zombies and Descendants with was always something I wanted to do, and I think I can get away with saying that. I think that these 2 franchises will forever impact our lives. They will forever allow us to take a step back and put into perspective what life really means, because the sentimental value of life and how oftentimes time is never appreciated for being a commodity, which is something that always runs out, is never put into perspective. Because the thing about time is, time always runs out. It's all about how we spend that time that we are allocated. We could spend it with ones we love. We could choose to spend it with someone we've never seen for a very long time. We could spend it to make people happy. We could spend it to do something we always wanted to do. But the thing is, we never had that chance to go back in time. That's something that we have to remember. We never had the chance to go back in time to fix our mistakes, although we wish we could, and the time always runs out. So the question is, what do you want to do with the time that you have left in your life? Because from the moment we're born, we die, and there's nothing we can do to escape it. Because that's the thing that Meg Donnelly struggled with all of her life, a battle with anxiety over the fear of necrophobia, and I know a thing or two about that because I struggled with that ever since I was probably about 7 years old. And then I had a conversation with one of my really good friends years later, and he said to me, no matter what you do to try to escape it, death is going to come for you, and the fact that you have to die one day has to enter your life. And now I'm sitting here on this podcast, nearly 40 years old, having watched Descendants and Zombies ever since I was 25 years old, with a fear of being forgotten. And that's one of the worst fears that a guy can ever have as the host of a podcast or with anything he aspires to do or want to accomplish or set out to achieve a goal in his life. The fear of being forgotten for all your videos that you uploaded on YouTube has been instilled in my mind for the better part of the last decade. And you girls are going to help me go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time. No matter if the final words that I say to you on this show are stay calm and zombie on, all dreams can become a reality, or just simply I love you, I would go for either one of those quotes. I just want to never be forgotten. I want to be known as a guy who was stilled in your minds that the legacies of your favorite stars, Freya Sky, Malachi Burton, would forever and always exist. And the franchises that you love so much would finally be shown the respect they deserve. When I first moved into this house, I wanted to create a show, not necessarily on Descendants or Zombies, but I wanted to create a show to let you know that kindness is never spread enough in this world, and the words I love you are never said enough. And I think that I've achieved that through your guys' assistance, because you hit the subscribe button, you hit the like button all the time, because trust me. Kindness is never seen enough in this world, and the words I love you are never said enough. Do I think the franchises of Descendants and Zombies have a fabulous future in store for them? Sure I do. And I'm going to enjoy this next year. I'm really going to enjoy this next year to see how it all unfolds, how the plot thickens for Zombies 5, because we don't know what was inside of that vortex, and people are already speculating the mystery behind the vortex. What is inside the vortex? Is it mermaids? Is it pirates? Is it sirens? Is it witches? Is it this? Is it that? It's really cute. It's really adorable. Keep the guessing going for the next 3 years, and even if it is 3 years, we're just going to have to wait and see what is inside of that vortex and what kind of direction the plot will take for Zombies 5. Now, I'm just going to let you guys know something. I'm going to make a promise to you, if I could. If I could be a darling for a moment and make a promise to each and every one of you. I am going to do the absolute best I can to create as many Zombies 5 videos up until the release of Zombies 5, with the release window suggesting sometime between now and 2027, to give you guys hope. Because I think hope has been taken away from you for far long enough now. From the very first time somebody chose to criticize anything having to do with zombies, from the music videos to the plot to the new characters, the daywalkers, the nightwalkers, the confliction with the blood fruit. I appreciate this so much, but I don't appreciate how people are tearing down your hopes and making you less believers of Descendants and Zombies, from running out of supernatural creatures to how this should have happened, how this never happened, how this happened the way that it did, how this person should be criticized for how they are. I just want to give these stars a chance. And I want to see them really become something that they didn't even think they could become. Even if that means coming on here every day and showing up as promised with a Descendants and Zombies video after 9, 10 a.m. every morning. I love this channel so much, and I've loved the opportunity to get to meet each and every one of you, because if not for this channel and its profound success, I know I would have never gotten to this point. And my career would have ended 7.5 years ago when I recorded my final podcast, and that was a long drive home that night when I hung up the headset for the final time, because I never ever thought my voice was going to be heard again. It brought me back to 25 years ago when my first show aired in 1999, August 15th of that year. My first show premiered. I was talking about a lot of nonsense, and I really thought my show was the heights of shit. I have to be honest with each and every one of you. I thought my show was the heights of shit. Nobody was ever going to see it. Nobody was ever going to listen to it. But you gave me a chance. You gave me a second chance in life, and you really, really revived my career. You not only made Descendants and Zombies as popular as what it was, but you really revived my incentive in life, and that was to create beautiful videos for each and every one of you, and to encourage you that every dream that you have is achievable. And I really don't care what that dream is. I could spend hours on this show talking about a dream and how a dream is achievable, for joining the cheerleading squad, joining the football team, what have you. If you want to join the cheerleading squad, then go for it. And I say this because you only have one life to live. I actually just tweeted out the latest post from the Dallas Cowboys cheerleading squad, and that's really cool that I did that, because I just used the cheerleading squad as an example of how a dream seems so unreachable, but a dream is that much more achievable, because a dream is really a miracle and a wish that your heart can make, and only your heart can make that for you. So it all comes down to how much you trust in your heart, and knowing how much of your best friend your heart actually is, because your heart really is your best friend, and it's the one commodity in your life that only gets one break in between beats that I think you should trust more, because kindness really does go a long way in this world. But we only have a few really good friends in this lifetime that we really need to hold on to. And the ones that are always there for you are the ones that you really have to believe in. Kind of like how we saw all these friends kind of come together in Zombies and unite against some of the most deadly forces in the Zombies movies. It could have been the battle with werewolves. It could have been the battles with aliens. It could be upcoming battles with sirens or witches or mermaids. I, for one, think that mermaids are beautiful creatures, and I've always believed that. And that has nothing to do with how I live on an island where there are so many legendary tales that tie in significantly with the mermaid concept. I've just always wanted to fall in love with a mermaid, and I just hope forever and always that there was a mermaid watching these videos that would hit my subscribe button. I've always wanted to go out on a boating excursion after having lived in this island for years and fall in love with a mermaid, and that never happened for me either. But mermaids are going to be what's going to make me famous on YouTube, fortunately enough. And I'm cool with that, because I'm a really sweet guy and a really good-looking guy, if you haven't already noticed or figured that out. And I'll go down in history for being one of the greatest guys ever to have created Descendants and Zombies videos, and a hell lot of Descendants and Zombies videos for each and every one of you, as I intend to do for, as I promised you, the rest of my life. When I showed up 1.5 years ago, I didn't know what kind of direction this channel was headed in, nor did I know what direction my life was headed in. But you girls brought me back from seemingly out of obscurity and from out of nowhere. And for that, I want to thank you, because without you, I know tonight that I wouldn't be here. I would probably be somewhere in the world I didn't want to be, with somebody I didn't want to be. Something probably would never work out, and probably never work out for the better. Because if something would have worked out, I probably wouldn't be here with all of you where I belong. Because you helped me find my place in the world, and even if it was for all of you to have a special place in my heart, or to hold a piece of my heart for forever, to achieve my legacy for being one of the greatest of all time, because that was a fear that I ultimately conquered because of each and every one of you. Although I know that fear still exists in my mind, if I will go down in history for forever and always for being one of the greatest of all time. I don't know how many people out there who watch these videos believe that I'm the greatest of all time, but it's a dream that I've always wanted to have. And these stars of Descendants and Zombies helped me realize that, and all of you were there for me when I had nobody else. When I felt like I had nobody, I knew that I had each and every one of you, and I could depend on each and every one of you to hear my story and to hear how I felt about everything going on in my own life that I couldn't make sense of, because I am far from perfect. And I've admitted to that many times on this show. With me is what you see is what you get, but I am far from perfect. And sometimes when I record videos for you girls, I feel as if I let you down, because you say these videos are shit. These videos aren't what I really wanted them to be. I didn't see what I wanted to see. I understand that, and sometimes I've apologized for some of the quality of the video and the context of the videos, but I know there are more people, and a higher percentage of people, who really do love these videos, who find time in appreciating them from YouTubing them, because I know how it goes. Every night of your life before you fall asleep, you want to search up the latest news and details and spoilers on Descendants and Zombies. They've got a really cool video lined up for you tomorrow morning that you're going to want to watch. That will be up bright and early tomorrow morning. I don't know what time for sure, because they're uploaded at all different times for different time zones, what have you, but I invite you to join me for that. And I just love creating these videos and really enjoy putting a special twist on it that you don't really see or get from any other videos that are uploaded about Descendants and Zombies that really just break your heart in the end. I think that to have a relationship between yourself and your audience, you really have to have a better understanding and appreciation for what your audience loves and what your audience is all about. Some of you love Bridget, some of you love Pink, some of you love Red, some of you love Chloe, some of you love the retro Descendants characters, some of you love Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim for Zed and Addison's portrayal. Some of you will probably never get into or fall in love with Victor and Nova portrayed by Malachi and Freya, and I understand that because you're a retro Zombies fan, you're a hardcore Descendants fan, and I have a lot of really hardcore fans out there that aren't afraid to let their opinion be known or heard. And I think that's really cool, because what that creates is diversity, a word I learned years ago, which pretty much makes everybody different and stand out in this world. There could be a lot of introverts watching these videos who really don't know their place in the world right now. But trust me, even if you are an introvert watching this video, I just want to take a moment to speak to all of you. There is nothing wrong with how you feel about life. There's nothing wrong with how you feel about your direction in life, the choices you make, because you will find your light. I know a lot of people feel lost who watch these videos too, and even if you do feel lost, I just want you to know everything is going to be okay, because if I can steal a line from Descendants, life really is sweeter when all of us are. It's just more people don't make a consistent effort to be sweeter when they really should, or be there for people when they really should, because I know there are a lot of people out there that really do feel lost, like they haven't got a friend they can trust. They don't have a friend in the world. They've never had any friends they can believe in or trust. But I've always believed that you only need a few good friends. You don't need 500 or 600 friends to help you get through life. You just need 3 or 4 really good ones. You know, years ago I had 3 or 4 really good friends, and that's all I needed. And then I fell in love with a couple of girls who had different opinions on life, but that doesn't mean that I still don't love them, because I do. I love them so much for how they've been here for me for forever. Even when somebody just simply hits my like button on social media, I love you so much for it, and you'll never know how much I love you, because when I felt like I had nobody, you were all I ever had, and I just want you to know that. Thank you so much for blowing the bejesus out of this YouTube channel and really blowing it out of the water, because this has been an experience and an incredible journey that I will never ever forget. And I just want you to know, while you may not hear it from any other YouTube creator who devotes he or she's time to Descendants and Zombies, reviewing the costumes, reviewing the stars, reviewing the plot, reviewing the movies, picking their favorite songs, favorite scenes, what have you, rating them, ranking them, what have you, you will never ever hear the words I love you, because I really appreciated that when the words I love you were put into the Zombies script for the first time for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. I was really excited about that. I knew weeks leading into the premiere we were going to hear the words I love you from Zed and Addison when Zed zombied out. I was kind of hoping he was just going to die and they were going to place him with Jonathan Clarke and he would have come in and kicked a whole lot of ass. But I really loved that because it really brought the Descendants Zombies franchise full circle and really put it out to the forefront of being something so spectacular and something that was going to live eternally and forever and always in all of our hearts. Because believe you me, Descendants and Zombies will live forever and always eternally in all of our hearts. It's just a matter of how much you believe in that statement. And trust in me, I will never let you down, nor will I ever go away. Because I love Descendants and Zombies just as much as each and every one of you. Keep kindness in your heart, as I will keep you in mine, and we will talk again tomorrow morning. But until then, I want you to always remember and never forget that somewhere out there in that constellation of stars tonight are written the words I love you. You may just have to look a little bit harder to find them, but trust me, they are there. And just know this, I love you, and whatever you're going through tonight, everything is going to be okay. Why? Because it has to be. Thank you so much for letting me be your friend. Thank you so much for trusting in me and allowing me to be the voice of Descendants and Zombies. We will talk again tomorrow morning. Keep kindness in your heart as I will keep you in mine, and just know that everything will be okay. Why? Because it just has to be.